Hi everybody. For those that don't know me, I'm John Holbeshen, and I'm here today to show you how I make feta cheese using an Instapot. So I've had a number of people ask me how I do it, so I thought I'd put it in a video. So to make this cheese, I use goat's milk, an Instapot with a yogurt setting, cheese culture, rennet, distilled water, measuring cup and mixing spoon, slotted spoon, strainer, bowl. I use Himalayan salt, you can probably use any salt, and a knife to cut it. So we'll start by turning the Instapot on, yogurt setting 24 hours, and put the milk in. I've got the 8 quart Instapot, so I can make 6 liters at a time easily. Then we put the lid on and wait. Okay, so now we're at the 1 hour mark. The milk is warmed up. You can tell it's at the right temperature when you start seeing condensation forming on the lid. And now we add our 1/8 of a teaspoon of the cheese culture. And we're going to want to mix that up really, really well. And then we wait. Okay, now at 45 minutes after we added the culture and mixed it in, we're going to start dissolving half a rennet tablet in about 3/4 of a cup of distilled water. Then we stir that up for the next 15 minutes until it's totally dissolved. And then after the 15 minutes is up, the rennet should be all dissolved. We pour that in. And we mix it slowly this time. I should have mentioned that we're using distilled water instead of tap water because the chlorine in the tap water can mess with the process. And after about half a minute, we put the lid on and we wait. Okay, so now we're at the 3 hour mark since we started. So an hour after we've added the rennet, it's kind of gelled, and we are going to slice with the knife at different angles. Rotating at 90 degrees, slicing again. Doing that 4 times in total. And then we're going to put the lid on and leave it overnight. So now it's the morning after. It's about 11.5 hours since we started. And the cheese should have dropped to the bottom and solidified. Not totally solid. What we want to do here is break up the cheese clumps that have settled to the bottom. So just a gentle nudging should break them apart. And then we're going to let it sit for a bit. Back again after just over 15 hours. The curds are floating to the top now, which is an indication, at least for me, that they're ready to scoop. So what I do is I scoop them into the strainer. And while I'm doing that, I kind of layer salt in with it. Now the salt helps draw the liquids out, as well as flavors it for taste. And then we'll give it a little shake. And then we'll let it drain for a little bit. Okay, we're at the end now. It's been about 21 hours since we started. and I've flipped it and salted it a few times. The salt brings out the liquid, and I'm salting it to taste as well. Some of the salt gets drawn out by the liquid, so it's going to lose some of that salt later on. It's done when it pretty much stops losing liquid, and then at this point I put it into containers and put it in the fridge. We keep it as curds. We don't solidify it into a block. So that's 6 liters of milk makes about 1.2 kilos of cheese. And now we're done. Now it goes in the fridge and we eat it pretty much as is. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please hit subscribe, like. We'll see you next time.